everyone, or afternoon or evening, whichever time of the day it is you're watching this. So I was pulling out of the garage this morning, and one of the things that I love to see as you drive through your community is a beautifully manicured landscape. It just does so much for the curb appeal of the home. You get drawn into the beautiful flowers, and you see the hard work and the labor that goes into it, or you can imagine. But every now and then you might pass in front of a home where the landscaping has been overgrown with weeds. And for those of you who may have a garden or have landscape in front of your property, one thing about weeds, they scattered, they pop up here and there, and you can see them sprouting. But you also know if you don't address it early on, it will grow wild. It will grow everywhere. It will literally just take over. It will consume your beautiful garden. And it made me think about how even in our walk with God, if we don't address things when they initially pop up, when they initially surface, then eventually it's going to run wild and it's going to take over. And so just like in a natural, those who are in the landscaping business or have homes and manicure your landscape, you can put on weed killers. Some people have weed eaters. Some people actually get on their knees and they begin to pull the weeds out of the ground because they don't want it to get out of control. And that's exactly what we have to do in our lives spiritually. When we recognize those things that's not of God, that's contrary to the word of God, we have to begin to pull it at the root, right? We have to begin to deal with it with the word of God. And for us, our weed killer, our weed eater is the word of God. And so whatever that situation is, you have to counter it with the word of God. So if you're dealing with depression, one of the word or scriptures or text that we can stand on is God says to us, put on the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, right? In other words, get in the atmosphere of praise and worship, and that heavy spirit will be lifted. If you're operating in fear, if you're about to do something and you're really not sure of yourself, then you can stand on the word that says God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Right? And so that's how you counterattack those weeds in your life with the word of God. And so I want to encourage you today, put on your spiritual lenses, look at your landscape, and begin to pull from the root those things that's not of God in your life and apply the word of God to it. And then that way, when people encounter you, they'll see your beautiful landscape, right? That's been beautifully manicured and watered with the word of God. So let that encourage you on today, right? Watch out for the weed. Apply the weed eater. Have a blessed day.